Okay, so you're the CEO. You know I've talked about security. We're going to talk about security again. But we almost always talk about security in terms of the external, the bad guys out there doing bad things. Today, we're going to talk about those other icky people type people, employees. And we're going to do this in two parts. Part one, what we're doing right now is we're going to talk about this from a CEO HR standpoint. And then part two, which will be on Thursday of this week, we're going to talk about it from an internal IT or managed service provider standpoint. So the first thing is keep an eye out for employees who are being terminated, let go, fired, whatever, because in a lot of cases, that creates a lot of bad blood and some people act on it. So you need to make sure that a process is in place and that process is followed that minimizes the amount of damage that a disgruntled employee can do once they've been fired. In other words, their passwords need to be reset. Their equipment needs to be returned. It needs to be clearly stated that their relationship and employment ends at a certain point. And yes, this also includes physical access to the location. Tragically, it often is a former employee, disgruntled employee, who actually brings the violence to the workplace. The second thing to look out for is, honestly, reputation. If an employee has a reputation amongst coworkers that they really don't care about security, they are violating the policies, they are known to take shortcuts, yeah, it's in the policy and procedures, but that doesn't count for me. Those are all signs that that person may either create a scenario where your organization could be harmed for somebody else to take advantage of, or they may be doing it themselves. So keep an eye out and ask employees to point out when they're seeing gross violations of security policies. And not necessarily as you're ratting them out, because in some cases, it hasn't been communicated effectively. So, as CEO, as HR directors, you folks have a responsibility. Even though some of this stuff is technical, you still have a responsibility to make sure that the culture of your organization takes security seriously. You need some help on that? I've got a book, CEO Survival Guide to Information Technology. And if you've got internal IT, I can help there too. Smart ass comments below.